The Marine Rotational Force Darwin, the MRFD, sees a contingent of US Marines and their equipment rotate through northern Australia during the dry season. This 6-month training operation between the two countries is now over for another year. And to mark the successful completion of 10 years of US Marines in Darwin, the Marine Rotational Force and the Australian Army's 1st Brigade put on a community event at Robertson Barracks.
So we're here on the Australian Army's 1st Brigade's parade deck, where we have a display of equipment and troops from both the Marine Corps and the Australian Army. We're holding this event to acknowledge the community for all of the support that they've given the Marine Rotational Force Darwin over the last year, as well as over the past decade. Marines have been here in Darwin rotating in and out for 10 years now, as part of a 25-year agreement between Australia and the US.
On display were ground and airborne vehicles, equipment, weapons and artillery used by both nations, which were open to the public. There were plenty of activities for the kids too. While in Australia, the MRFD undertake a range of activities, combined exercises and training with the Australian Defence Force and regional partners. This year's rotation brought around 2,200 personnel from the United States.
We do have different types of vehicles, many of them you can see behind us at the moment. The main vehicles that the 1st Brigade uses range from M1A1 main battle tanks to the protected mobility vehicle, which many people would have seen on footage from Afghanistan or other operations overseas. The US Marine Corps have some Humvees here. I've also got the HIMARS rocket system and some other vehicles over on the flank there. But yeah,
it can fire a guided rocket about 84,000 meters, so 84 kilometers. Precision guided rocket, so it can hit whatever it needs to at about that far.
Also on display were the MV-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, the Bell AH-1Z Viper attack helicopter, and the Tiger armed reconnaissance helicopter. There were M777 artillery, armoured vehicles, robotic dogs, explosive ordnance dogs, a sniper display and more.
This is unlike any other program that the Australian Army has in terms of the closeness of training between two coalition partners. But there are other training serials that occur around Australia, but none with the time that this one takes, like in terms of the full 6-month rotation annually, the 25-year agreement, and all that sort of stuff. So it's definitely unique compared to what we do elsewhere. So one of the fantastic things about the Northern Territory is we have some of the largest training areas in the world, which means that we can use some of those systems out to their full capacity. Not always their full capacity, but we can certainly test them unlike anywhere else in the world.
The best part about training with the Australian Army is there's a lot of similarities in what we do, because there's a lot of shared history, but there's also a lot of differences based off of just where we are in the world and how our military's tactics and techniques have evolved over the years. So it's an amazing opportunity to come out here to learn from a military that's a lot like ours, and to ultimately go back better trained, better prepared to do what we do, and have built those relationships with the Australian Army.
It's supremely important. Obviously, it's been going for 10 years now, and we've come such a long way as a partnership since then. Starting off a strong foundation anyway with the ANZUS Treaty and the history that we share with not just the USMC, but also America. And the ability to train closely together over the last 10 years has been exceptional. And it's going to continue to be into the future as more rotations come through over the next 15 years. It means a lot to us as the 1st Brigade. It's a unique experience that we get to have, and makes us better for it at the end of the day.
The MRFD has grown in size and complexity since the first rotation of 200 US Marines through Darwin in 2012, through to reaching the milestone of 2,500 Marines in 2019. It is now a highly capable force that provides significant opportunities to enhance interoperability with the Australian Defence Force.
I think just from the 1st Brigade and the other ADF elements that are based out of Darwin, it's been a fantastic and an amazing experience to host the USMC for 2021. We've had some challenges to work through COVID restrictions, and again, living out of the Northern Territory has allowed us a level of freedom that is unlike many other places in the world, not only Australia but the whole world. So it's been fantastic. Looking forward to another rotation next year.
And I would like to say, just from a Marines perspective, it's been amazing to train here with the Australians, to form the relationships that we have over this rotation over the last 10 years, and to experience the support from the community that we get every year. It's unlike anywhere else I've ever been, and we just want to express our heartfelt gratitude for the men and women of Darwin who support the Marines like this is our home.